You did it once or twice?
Once.
Good?
Yep.
So, I was sitting in my living room on my couch, and my dog walks up to me and he's wagging his tail and he's chewing on something and he's squeaking. It sounds like a squeak toy. I'm thinking to myself, I haven't bought him a squeak toy in over a year because they just destroy them. So I tell him, Zeus, come here. What do you got? So he comes up to me, he sits down on his butt and he's wagging his tail, and I said, open your mouth. And he laid down and he opened his mouth, and a sparrow hopped out of his mouth and flew off. It's like Snoopy in Woodstock, right? Well, Zeus happens to be a pit bull. So, my name's Steve Robson. I'm going to talk to you today about some myths and some facts about American Pit Bull Terriers. In 1936, the American Kennel Club acknowledged the breed of the American Staffordshire Terrier, what we call an American Pit Bull Terrier. It was created when a bulldog was bred with a game terrier, and they started calling it either a bull terrier or a pit dog. Now, some of the specifics about a pit bull is they're supposed to be athletic, not too bulky. Like a lot of times you'll see people are breeding them for the wrong reasons, and we'll get into that. They're actually not supposed to be too bulky. The head is not what is supposed to be the focus of the dog. Some people like to crop their pit bulls when they cut their ears and they cut their tail. Now this started because people were breeding pits for the wrong reason and they were fighting them. And if a dog's bit in the ear or the tail, they'll bleed out profusely and it'll hinder them in the fight. It's not acceptable in my opinion. According to the American Kennel Club, pit bulls are people-oriented and they thrive in a family setting where they have a specific job to do. My pit bulls loved me. No one can tell me otherwise. A lot of states and a lot of cities have breed-specific legislation, meaning that in order to even own, or sometimes just to rent a house, or just to own a pit bull in general, you can't own them, or you have to have specific liability insurance. In some states, it's over $1,000 just for liability insurance, just to own a pit bull, whether you own or you're renting a house. Got some pictures here. This is my female, Athena. My puppies, Zeus and Athena. I take them to the water. They love it. Such loving dogs. Zeus getting some peanut butter out of his toy. And my female, Athena, she sits there and watches TV with me. She sits up on her own hind legs. You see all the horror stories in the news. You heard about Michael Vick, the bad news kennel. Well, it's a sad fact that the bad view of pit bulls by society has some truth to it. A lot of times pit bulls do attack people, but I believe it's all in how you raise your dog. I raised both of my dogs since they were puppies. Never shown any sign of aggression towards anyone. One time I had a party at my house and a guy ended up sleeping on the couch. It was a friend of a friend, so we didn't know him too well. Well, it was about 6 a.m. and he came up to my room and he tried to get in to get his keys. I had taken his keys so he wouldn't drive drunk. And my dog, I've never seen him like this, stood up immediately and charged at him. He didn't bite him, but he stood his ground, protecting me, protecting his master. These dogs are very loyal, very loving, and I just hate to see society shed a bad light on them. If you ask somebody who was alive in the 1940s in Europe, what's the most vicious dog out there? They're going to say German Shepherd. And of the three breeds that are most likely to attack, it's German Shepherd, Rottweiler, and Pit Bull. There's different statistics out there, but not all pit bulls are vicious killers, and that's what I want you to walk away today with. To conclude, you now know that pit bulls are not vicious killers, and they're very family oriented. I thank you for your time, and I thank you for listening.